Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer, the Milwaukee Monster. He haunts the annals of criminal history, a chilling reminder of humanity's dark potential. From 1978 to 1991, he murdered 17 young men, each victim another horrifying chapter. Dahmer lured his victims with promises of companionship, trapping them in a web of depravity. His apartment, a charnel house disguised as a home, became their final destination. The Dahmer case continues to fascinate and repel, a stark reminder of the darkness lurking beneath the surface of normalcy. The seeds of Dahmer's madness were sown early in life. Born in 1961, Dahmer's childhood was a study in contrasts. Outwardly a seemingly typical American family. Inwardly a maelstrom of dysfunction and emotional neglect. Dahmer, a solitary child, found solace in the macabre. He collected animal carcasses, fascinated by their anatomy, dissecting them with a morbid curiosity. As Dahmer entered adolescence, his fascination with death intensified. His descent into madness had begun a slow, insidious spiral into the abyss. Summer of 1978. Dahmer, barely 18, graduated high school. His parents, amidst a tumultuous separation, were oblivious to the monster lurking beneath their son's unremarkable facade. Stephen Hicks, a hitchhiker, accepted a ride from Dahmer. Dahmer lured him back to his family's home, plying him with alcohol. Overwhelmed by what he had done, Dahmer dismembered Hicks's body, scattering the remains in the woods. Dahmer's descent into utter depravity had begun. Next decade, Dahmer's life became a nomadic blur, punctuated by fleeting jobs and escalating encounters with the law. Alcohol became his crutch, numbing the guilt and fueling his dark desires. In 1987, he claimed his second victim, Stephen Tuomi. From then on, the floodgates of his depravity were opened. Preyed on young men, often marginalized, their disappearances barely noticed. Dahmer's modus operandi became chillingly consistent, luring victims, drugging them, and then torturing them. The apartment became a macabre theater of horrors, a chilling testament to his madness. His crime, fueled by necrophilia, cannibalism, and a desire to exert absolute control, escalated in their brutality. Despite the escalating depravity of his crimes, Dahmer managed to maintain a veneer of normalcy. His neighbors in the Milwaukee apartment complex knew him as quiet and polite, oblivious to the horrors unfolding within his apartment walls. He held down a job, went to bars, interacted with the world, all the while harboring a dark secret. Dahmer was a master manipulator, able to compartmentalize his horrific acts, separating them from his everyday life. The ability to compartmentalize, to wear a mask of sanity, allowed Dahmer to evade detection for so long. He was a predator hiding in plain sight. On July 22, 1991, Dahmer's reign of terror came to an end. It was a night that would forever be etched in the annals of criminal history. One of his intended victims, Tracy Edwards, managed to escape, fleeing into the night with a handcuff dangling from his wrist. Through the streets of Milwaukee was a race against time, a bid for survival that would ultimately bring a monster to justice. Edwards flagged down 2 police officers, his breathless account of the horrors he had witnessed compelling them to follow him back to Dahmer's apartment. The officers, skeptical yet concerned, decided to investigate further. What they discovered inside was a scene of unimaginable horror. The apartment was a macabre gallery of death, filled with grisly trophies and evidence of unspeakable acts. Dahmer's arrest sent shockwaves across the nation as the true extent of his depravity began to unfold. The details of his crimes revealed in court were so horrific, so depraved that they defied comprehension. The trial was a media sensation, with every revelation more shocking than the last. The public was gripped by a morbid fascination, unable to look away from the unfolding nightmare. Dahmer was deemed sane and sentenced to 15 consecutive life sentences. His incarceration brought a measure of relief to a community in mourning, but the scars left by his actions would never fully heal. The Dahmer case remains a cautionary tale, a dark chapter in American history that continues to haunt our collective consciousness. It serves as a grim reminder of the depths of human depravity and the importance of vigilance in the face of evil. The legacy of Jeffrey Dahmer is one of horror and tragedy, a story that will be told for generations to come as a warning and a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable darkness.